Where do you even begin? Okay. Making the shift from college to real life hasn't been that great. Bugs. Okay, we're here. Oh man, where do you even begin? Making the shift from college to real life. It's been, I was gonna say it hasn't been that great, but that is so not true. It has been great in some aspects, like, I've had the freedom and flexibility and just the free time to travel with my mans and go and explore. He had a job in Seattle, and I had my job in Ocala that I had gotten after I graduated. After I had received, I'm trying to stop saying God. Anyways, yeah, I had received training in paddle sports, and that allowed me to get a paddle sports instructor position at a summer camp that I worked with Florida Youth Conservation Commission, FYCCN, network. That's the end. And it was really great. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a really good time. I stayed there on site. It was a go-away camp, and it was really nice. I enjoyed it. The kids were awesome. Some weeks we had different kids every single week. Some kids had their challenges and struggles, and sometimes the staff had their challenges and struggles, but it was overall a great experience. It was a good time, and I wouldn't take it back for the world. After that, what did I do? I drove my car to Maryland, and then I flew from DC to Seattle, where I met my man, and we took a road trip back to Virginia, which is where he stays. And it was a good time. We got to see a lot of things. We were outdoors. We camped, so we didn't stay in hotels or anything like that. We stayed at I'm going blank. Oh my God. I didn't even get to it. KOAs. Oh, Jesus. Help me. We stayed at KOAs, Campgrounds of America. We camped with our tent and sleeping bags and outdoors, as you would imagine, the beautiful outdoors. Bugs and more bugs. And it was a good time. I enjoyed myself, and he'd enjoyed himself, and it was like a nice little getaway. We had traveled from Florida to Seattle, and then now that became our second trip, Seattle to the DMV area. So it's really good. See, after college, you don't have to be anywhere at a certain time. There is no, set schedule. There's no class. You don't have to be anywhere. All right. So we came to the DMV, and after all that, it was now time to find a job. And it has been a struggle. It's been very difficult finding a job, and I got my degree, my bachelor's in early childhood education. And although it's very easy to find jobs, it has made it quite difficult to find a career, because I don't necessarily want to be a teacher. Nothing's wrong with being a teacher. I have, been in classrooms, I've seen teachers, I've spoken to teachers, and it's just not something that I want to do at the end of the day. And I have thought of going back to get my master's in therapy, child therapy, and being a child therapist. But I feel as though since I've been here, I've been applying, losing my head, knowing that I'm going to have to start paying back student loans, and any other bill that I acquire, throughout the month that I have now canceled because they're expensive when you add it up. But I have to still find work because I need to start saving for the future. And I have a plan and a dream that I've written out. And so I do need to start working. Anyway, I think today, fingers crossed, hoping that I do not speak so soon, I have finally gotten a breakthrough, and there is a job that I might get. I'll keep you updated. I won't even say the name or anything like that, but I still have to go through I have to still go through training, backgrounding, going through the orientation, and that whole, deal and spiel. So I'm waiting now. But if I were to give you some tips, and this has been very difficult for me to even keep, but remaining consistent, that even though I know you hear people say it all the time that no, it's just redirection, but it is. If someone doesn't want you, why would you even want to work there in the first place? I mean, if you are consistently applying for things, fixing your cover letter, fixing your resume, making sure you have a good amount of references, that is super important. And just apply until you are blue in the face, because that at the moment is your only job. It's just applying. And I think for me personally, consistency wasn't just in one aspect of my life as far as applying for jobs. Consistency also meant being consistent in working out. I have been working out every single day. This week, been slacking. But, being consistent in every aspect of your life, whether that's working out, eating right, taking care of yourself, applying for things, putting yourself out there, making sure to get out of the house, staying in communication with people. All these things are important. Being consistent in those areas is extremely important, especially when you're in this phase of trying to figure out the next steps. My second one would be keeping a positive attitude. That has been very difficult for me these days. I mean, there are some days I struggle. And I have taken it out on my brothers and stuff, but it's so important. And something that's helped me is I turn on YouTube, and I don't go to motivational speeches, even though I've watched 2 within this time period, but I watch day in the life, and people being consistent and people staying motivated and what you can do and what are pointers. And that's what helped me, because seeing other people do what I hope to be doing at that specific time in my life, especially now, it's motivating. I want to be like that. So I would, I watch stuff like that. I read stuff like that. My book right now is Becoming, and it's Becoming. I just knocked myself in the face. But Becoming, watching my videos, listening to podcasts, just surrounding myself with that type of energy. I need a mindset change. And that right there, game changer, okay? And my third one is remember to just breathe and be patient and live. It can be, you can find yourself being so consumed in this whole process that you kind of feel like it sucks the life out of life, but it shouldn't. It's temporary. And I had to keep reminding myself it is temporary, Selena. This is not where you'll be. Stop hoping that you're 50 years old and you can bypass all this horrible part. No. Go through it. Feel it. Experience it. That's so important. And it's so important to your development, whether you realize it or not. It has helped me grow in a lot of ways. So just remember to get outside. Remember to communicate with people. Seek out the joy in life. I have a bike. I have gone biking once. I need to go biking more, but I've gone biking once. And, taking my brothers out, that gives me so much life because I love them and I love spending time with them. Every single time I'm around them, like, you guys are just so, like, pure and sweet. And it just, in some ways, for me, has helped ground me and realize that even though you're going through all this, you'll be all right. For anybody who needed that, I hope that in some way this can help push you into just like being in the moment and making sure to breathe and making sure that you remember that it's just temporary and that you are going to be okay, so long as you continue to be consistent. So that is my spiel. And yeah, anyways, until another time, I will let you know if I get the job, and then I'll do it a day in a life and tell you all about it. All right, bye.